Hey guys, welcome back to the Positive Podcast, and today we are doing something slightly different. I'm introducing to you to this fabulous, amazing, gorgeous technique, which has totally changed my life. Because in Pole Positive, you're all about elevating your mind, body, and pole. And yeah, usually you have your audio, but today I'm going to on my videos because tapping is such a visual thing. And the thing I want to talk to you about the most today, something that I've been doing for many, many years and also qualified in, is EFT tapping. And it's something that has completely changed my life when it comes to regulating my nervous system, dealing with anxiety, the plot twists, I like to call them, of life, and just dealing with the craziness of pole training, competing, studio earning, all the things, right? And even if you're not a pole dancer, this is something that anyone can use to implement better mental wellness when it comes to dealing with and tackling with anxiety. Because recently I did like a poll on the Pole Positive community page on Instagram. And if you're not following that, make sure you check that out because I'm always posting like little positive tidbits on there and wellness stuff all the time. And it's a great community to be a part of. But yeah, I posted a poll on there and it was something like how many of us experience not feeling good enough, imposter syndrome, holding back, comparing ourselves to others, this sort of stuff, right? And I thought like maybe we'd have, I don't know, like a handful of people who would resonate with that, and it would be like a split, or maybe something that's not needed for, right? Anyway, so I did this poll. I posted the poll on the Poll Positive community page, and literally within 24 hours, there was like hundreds of people, and they were like, it was 100%. Everybody voted yes. They experienced this not feeling good enough. Dealing with mental anxiety and stress and comparing and feeling they should be, further along their journey, comparing themselves to the best in the industry, or being too scared to even post a video because it's not perfect, right? And using like unhelpful language when talking about themselves and their skills, even if it's in like a joking way, still using that language because your body doesn't differentiate between what is real and what is not, because it responds to the words that you use, right? And this is why there's so much, what's the word I'm trying to look for? So many studies and so many facts to back up now that using positive talk and words of affirmation and positive self-talk, actually, while still, wanting to do better and striving to, constantly grow, but also at the same time appreciating where you are in the moment and where you are in your journey, right? And using better language. And there's so many studies now to say that, yeah, reframing your mindset and choosing better thinking thoughts is actually going to elevate your mood, your mindset, your emotion, and make you just feel better in general, right? And alongside that, it's not just saying the words that I found was really important. It's tapping them. All right, so when I talk about tapping, you must see I'm always doing on it online. I'm always posting about it. When I'm literally tapping on my body, it looks like I'm just doing random. Literally, when I first saw this, I was like, "What the hell? This is absolutely mental." Right, but it's a proven scientific, fact-based thing, which is used by therapists. It's part of the somatic healing, and it has so much science back behind it. That, so many therapists use it in practice because what it's actually doing, it's called EFT, tapping, it's emotional freedom technique, right? And you're not just tapping randomly, you're stimulating the meridian points around the body. And those points are the exact same points which are used by therapists who specialize in acupuncture too. All right. However, it is known that tapping is way more successful in its outcome than acupuncture, and also less painful, right? There's no needles. There's no needles. How amazing is that? You just use your fingertips, and you can't get it wrong. Some people will use like just one hand to tap. I use both. I use all both around my body, and either is okay. It depends on how you feel, right? And I started doing this like I'd say before lockdown, before the pandemic. I was going through a lot of stuff, and I just started doing therapy and trying to be a therapist. All this stuff is part of my therapy course too, right? And I was like, this is amazing because I do this all the time now anyway. I saw someone on YouTube doing it, And I just thought I was like, you know what, I want nothing to lose, right? There's so many things going on in my life at the moment. Why not? Let's just do it. And I tried it. I did. I followed along with the person doing it. Literally, it's so easy. You follow along the body, and while you're doing that, you're repeating the affirmations. So you're repeating the affirmations. So you're not only connecting the vocal, the physical is being connected to, right? So the conscious and the subconscious meet together, and this is how it works, right? So you're not just saying out random words, affirmations. People say, "Oh, affirmations," and listen to them. Don't really, yeah, I think listening to me is fantastic, and I do that. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. Too, it's constant. It's like going to the gym, isn't it? Or going to, pole class, right? I don't know about you, but I definitely am not the sort of person to be like, yeah, I can get that trick first time. I have to do it over and over again to get it. And same with like tapping, any wellness practice, really. Like something that you have to do over and over again. But I felt instant release when I did this. It was so good, right? And so the science-backed evidence is that it reduces your cortisol levels, right? And which I think is really amazing, especially for people who suffer with self-doubt, pole dancing or pole fitness, pole sport, whatever you want to call it. Alongside breath work, staying in the moment, this is something that I do, right, to help me ease my anxiety and rewire my brain's emotional response, because you are supposed to have emotional response because you're human. When you're having an emotional response to an outside factor, a plot twist, I call it. So basically, when things happen outside of your control, which is everything, you can either react, which I'd say like 90% of people will do, right? 99% of people react, or you can pause and respond. And how are you doing that? By centering and grounding and being in the moment and breathing through it, all right? And so I find it really great to help ease anxiety, to take back control, all right? Like I said, the meridian points are stimulated around the body, and how it starts off with, like, so you have like your karate chop point, which is the side of the hand, the fleshy bit of the hand here, the karate chop point, and you start to tap on it like this, and it's kind of like you're gonna tap on somebody like you're trying to get their attention, not to like trying to hurt them, just to get their attention, right? So I always start here. This is called the karate chop point, the karate chop, or the setup. And so what you do is, which is kind of flipped my mind when it comes to affirmations, was you actually talk about the negative. And we say we're always conditioned, oh, don't talk about negative, don't think bad, always think positive, which I think is impossible, right? We're human. We are wired to believe the negative bias. It's more easier for us to believe. That's how we're trained from being cavemen, right? We have a negativity bias, which is a whole nother episode. But we also have the positive bias too. We can program that. It takes a bit longer to program positivity, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. For example, I was speaking to someone recently. I was at a photo shoot, and they said something about that. I was taking them 3 years to do the Aisha, and I was like, well, about time. I can't believe it's taking me that long. And I was like, wow. Well, I've been doing high batch card in my photo shoots recently, and it's taken me for like, even now I'm still working on it. It's been like 15 years, right? And so I was like, it just takes as long as it takes. And this is like negativity bias, right? And speaking better, thinking words like to yourself, about yourself, right? And so so you have the karate chop point, and we tap along there, and we'll repeat the thing, whatever the issue is. It could be like, so when I was doing this, I was going through like a major life transition, health stuff was going on, my work was changing, there's money issues, there's partner things. This is so much stuff, because this is before the pandemic, right? So that was like another thing. So this is so much stuff going on. And I found that when I started doing this, and we kind of brought me back to center. Because there's so many things we can't control outside of our bodies, outside of our minds. We can't control that. The only thing we can control is ourselves and our thoughts. Okay, and so you're allowed to think negative things, but you can always choose again. So when you're like, oh, I feel this way, the reason why you feel a certain way is because there's a thought that's created it, and it doesn't mean it's bad or whatever, but it just means that actually you get to view that. But okay, well, that's an unhelpful thought. I'm going to choose something better than the next thought. How about that? So I actually. And I think I talked about this a few episodes ago, where I talked about viewing your mind, your thoughts, like you're at the movies. So you're sitting in the cinema at the movies, and you're viewing your thoughts on the screen, and you're gonna just casually watch them, like, okay, helpful, unhelpful, neutral. I'm never gonna get this trick, unhelpful, or I'm showing up every day. helpful, or it's a nice warm day, neutral thought. You know what I'm saying? And viewing it like that really kind of puts your power back into, okay, it's just a thought, and thoughts can be changed. So how about that power, knowing that you get to choose your thoughts and you get to choose again. All right. And actually, this is like a muscle. Your brain is a muscle, and you have to keep working it to get better at it. I'm still learning all the time. And so so we have the project point, you set a point, and so today what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through like an EFT tapping script with you to work on and help you release like anxiety around your whole performing classes, your skill level, speaking better about yourself, showing up, not being afraid to be seen, all that sort of stuff, right? And so we have the crotch point, and moving on from there through the body. We start on the crown. So we go here first, right? So the crown. Then we have above the eyebrows, just here. So I'm using my two fingers like this. Then we have the side of the eyes, the temple area here. Then we go under the eyes. Then under the nose. Yeah, and then I go under the chin here, under my lip, on my chin, and then on my chest. This is my favorite one, on my chest, and then I go under the arm, right, and then under the wrists, and then we just keep repeating that while we're saying affirmations. Okay, it's so good. I highly recommend it. I even do this when I'm before about to go on stage. I love to do this to get me. I'll be like, okay, even though I feel shit scared, and the key phrase, right? One of the key phrases is I love and accept and forgive myself. So whatever you're feeling, like, even though I'm feeling I'm not good enough, I love and accept and forgive myself. Even though I'm really frustrated, I love and accept and forgive myself, right? Or even though I don't think I'm good enough, I love and accept and forgive myself. And this is like, okay, I'm honoring the feeling, but I'm gonna let it go. The feeling it doesn't define me, right? It's just part of like me being human, and I get to release that. And this is a great way to do it. So yeah, I love to do this when I'm on stage. And sometimes I need motivation. Like I'm training for a competition right now, and I need motivation. I'm like, okay, even though I really don't want to do this today, because how I feel right now, I'd rather be watching Netflix or something. I forgive myself, and I'm going to be a bad bitch, and I'm just going to go and get on with it. It can be as simple as that, right? It's not a deep, profound thing, right? And then what we'll do, we'll go through the crotch point, and then we're going to go through the whole body and release. Okay, so if you do have water to hand, have a big swig of water, because you're going to be shifting energy. And some of the things that you might feel are things like yawning, burping, tiredness, emotion. And because you're literally shifting energy around your body. So these are normal things to feel. And you might not feel anything at all. That doesn't mean it's not working. It's just that everyone responds differently, right? I think I yawn quite a lot when I do mine. And so if you're ready, let's get into it. Okay, so I want to use my left hand. I'm right-handed most of the time. So even though I feel self-doubt in my pole journey, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I compare myself and I feel like I'm not enough, I'm open to the idea that I'm doing better than I think. Even though a part of me feels stuck, or I'm behind, or I should be further along, I choose to honour my progress and be kind to myself today. Even though I sometimes choose words which are not very nice to describe myself, and I put myself down, and I'm constantly second guessing, today I'm letting that go. And I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. Even though I compare myself to people on the internet, even though I compare myself to people in my class, even though I compare myself to my friends, and I don't feel like I'm enough, or good enough, or strong enough, or whatever it is, enough, I'm open to the idea that I'm doing better than I think. And amongst all of that, I deeply and completely love myself, forgive myself, and accept myself. Even though part of me feels so stuck and behind and frustrated and mad as hell sometimes, I choose to honour my progress today. I choose to be kind to myself today. I choose to choose again. And above all, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. Okay, so deep breath. And release. So that was just a setup. Let's get into the actual topic. And so, like, there might be a lot of things coming up for you. Sometimes you might have a monkey mind going around everywhere. This is a bit like meditation sometimes, where you have to kind of set yourself back in. People say to me about meditation, I love to meditate in the morning, right? But I can't meditate because my mind's all over the place. Well, it's supposed to be. Your brain is a supercomputer. Like, you can't just turn it off. The whole point of meditation is, okay, you start to notice, okay, I'm gone on a tangent. I'm in Asda or whatever supermarket you use. Let me just bring my brain back and start and then back to breath again. Focus on the breath. And then you'll find you'll be going again. So your mind's on your to-do list. Rein that back in, back to my breath. And I've noticed over the years that because I've been doing this for years now, actually, that I've got better and better at this. Some days I'm terrible at it. I'm like, my mind's all over the place. Other days, like this morning, I was really on it, and that felt really good. But it doesn't matter either way. The whole point of meditation is to bring yourself back to center. Okay? Okay, so let's get into the actual tapping and let's get rid of feeling less than, feeling not important, not good enough, shoulda, woulda, coulda, out the window, and let's be bad bitches. Okay, so starting at the top of the head, this self-doubt feels so real. Sometimes I feel like I'm not enough. I compare and forget how far I've come. I feel frustrated in my progress. What if I'm never as good as them? This self-doubt weighs me down. But what if I'm growing in ways I can't even see yet? What if this self-doubt isn't the truth of who I am? This self-doubt feels so real. Sometimes I feel like I'm not enough. I'm constantly comparing myself to others. And I forget how far I've come. I feel so frustrated in my progress. What if I'm not as good as them? What if I'm never as good as them? This self-doubt just weighs me down. What if this self-doubt isn't the truth of who I am? I honor how I feel right now. I don't need to be perfect to be powerful. My journey is uniquely mine. I've already overcome so much. I'm learning and growing, even when it's messy. Every step I take is part of my evolution. It's safe for me to trust the process of my progress. I choose confidence, even in the moments I feel unsure. I honor my feelings right now. I don't need to be perfect to be powerful. My journey is uniquely mine. I've already overcome so much. I'm learning and growing even when it's messy. Every step I take is part of my evolution. It's safe for me to trust my progress. I choose confidence even in the moments I feel unsure. I am enough exactly as I am. I honor my body, my strength, and my courage. I'm allowed to shine in my own way. And I trust myself more every day. My self-doubt does not define me. And I release comparison and welcome self-love. I am proud of the podcaster I'm becoming. I am confident, I am powerful, and I am pole positive. I am enough exactly as I am. I trust that I am becoming a total bad bitch. Even on the days when I don't feel like it, I show up. And I remember that I love what I do. And I do this because I love. And I release all feelings, all emotions. Any small voice, or any large voice for that matter. I'm turning down the volume. I'm turning down the volume. I'm not feeling good enough. I'm feeling like an imposter. Because I am enough. And I am proud of who I'm becoming. I'm allowed to shine in my own way. I honour my body, my strength, my courage. I trust myself more every day. Self-doubt does not define me. I get to decide what's possible for me. I release comparison because I am uniquely me. I am proud of the person I'm becoming. I am confident. I am powerful. I am a bad bitch. I am pole positive. And I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Take a deep breath. And release. Check in with yourself. Well done on doing the tapping session, and come back to this whenever you need. Make sure you save it. Come back to it whenever you need it. When you need a tough day, a tough training session, you need motivation, or pick me up, whatever it is. Think about where your self-doubt and your mindset was at between 1 and 10 when you started this, and to where it is right now. And has anything shifted for you? I'd love to know in the comments. Let me know. And I love the magic of tapping that you can come back to this whenever you need to, right? The more you tap, the more you rewire your old beliefs. We're releasing and rewriting your story every single time you do this, which is the beauty of it and the power of it. You get to rewrite your story and your thoughts and your limiting beliefs and transform them into new ones. If this helped you, let me know, tag me, share it with somebody you think you really need this, because it helps the community grow. And also it just spreads like wellness within the community, which I think is so, so, so important. You are enough. You're doing better than you think. I'm so proud of you. I see you. If nobody told you today, I love you, and I'll see you on the next episode.